So this is going to be a quick response video. I got a question about my bass tone from someone here on YouTube. So thanks to Elias Da Silva for asking about my bass tone. And what I'd like to do is just take a few minutes here and explain that to you rather than trying to type that out and maybe it doesn't make sense. So of course, if you are recording, you'll be familiar with some sort of a DAW. I'm using Cakewalk. Yours would be something similar. So I've got everything tracked on separate tracks. And then I have my bass, which I've actually recorded the same track, but just in 2 tracks. So it's not 2 takes here. It's the exact same take, just recorded twice on tracks 12 and 13. And what you can hear, I'll turn this back on, and you'll be able to hear, this is what I call my bass punch, or the upper end. And then this is the bass low end, or the low, just the low frequencies. And so I've split those. I'll show that how I do that in just a quick second. But before I get to showing you that, what I wanted to do is just quickly point out that one of the most important things to make your bass shine is to take out bass in other instruments. And so for me, I've got 3 main guitars, I believe, on this song, the lead guitar, and then 2 rhythm guitars. And I'll just have a quick look at the 2 rhythm guitars. With these 2 rhythm guitars, if we just listen to them, you'll hear that they're very high end. Not in great quality, but there's no bass tone to that. And that's because I've got an equalizer here that drops out a lot of the low end and a couple of the frequencies that I didn't like. And then also, if we just have a quick look, I've got a track frequency that's doing something similar, but it's also adding or taking away quite a bit and then adding a little bit of certain frequencies that I liked. Again, this is a preference thing, but the main idea is you're getting rid of the bass frequencies here so that the bass guitar has the chance to shine through rather than just muddying up your track. And so I'll just get this back here. There we are. So now let's go down. Let's take these guitars off and have a look at the bass guitars themselves. So again, I recorded once and just recorded on 2 tracks. We'll just have a quick look at this first bass track. I'm going to turn off all the effects and you can just have a quick listen. This is what the guitar sounds, or the bass guitar sounds coming in. Nothing special. It's a cheap bass guitar and yeah, no amp, just straight into my mixer. And so then the first thing that I do with it is turn on a compressor just to allow some of those loud and soft noises come together, and we can just have a quick look. This one's quite harsh, so you can see it keeps it very, very level. And then I turn on this TH3, which is a built-in Cakewalk effect that just adds the effect of a bass head and bass speakers. And then after that, I've got this amplitude effect just to add it a little bit more authentic, if you will, a fake bass sound, if that makes any sense. And then after that, I add some reverb here and just a slight delay just to smooth out some of the bass sounds. And then the last thing that I do is I run it through an equalizer. And for this punch one, what I've done is I've dropped out quite a bit, actually a lot of the bass frequencies, because all I want is this mid-range and above frequency. And then if I look at the low end, so here's the low end finish, but let me turn off all these effects and add them on one by one. So the first thing again that I do is I compress my signal. This one is less harsh at the very beginning here, so it does compress it. You do see some compression going on, but it still allows for character to come through at this point. And then I run it through an equalizer to get rid of all the mid and upper end. I've just got basically about 60 or 100 hertz here. Yeah, in that range, 100 hertz and below coming through. Strongly at least. And then again I add it through that same bass amp and speaker that's built into Cakewalk. There's nothing special about this. It just gives it a little bit more of a real bass sound. Start my song over so you can keep hearing it in the background. And then this amplitude one as well, just to kind of bump it up and give it a little bit louder of a sound. And then again, some more reverb, pretty similar to the other one. Turn that back on. And then the last thing that I do is compress it one more time, and this time is a little bit more harsh. You can see it's not as harsh as the punch one that I did up here, but this allows this sound, the level, to be quite steady, which is what we really want, especially for this low end, just so that it's nice and smooth. And so here's our two bass together, and then with everything together. So I hope this has been really helpful. Again, I don't claim to know everything about what I'm doing here. It's trial and error, figuring things out. What sounds good to me might not sound good to other people, but this is what I found that works pretty well by splitting the bass track into two and then controlling the punch part and the low end separately. So hope this has been helpful for you, and thanks for the question.